Recording. Okay. Let's see. In this video, I'm just going to show you real quick how to add an external emulator as a launcher. We have a few systems that require it. Nintendo 64, PSP, PSP Minis, and we have some systems that would definitely benefit from it, like PlayStation and probably Sega Saturn. Okay, they're not going to come working. I'm only going to do this with one. As far as finding the correct emulator, that's going to be up to you. So let's go. Let's just do Nintendo 64. Now, it doesn't matter if you go to Nintendo 64 to do this. To be clear, you can go here. I'll go to NES just to show you. This is just the quickest way to get to the lists. Now, you go to the very top of any list and click on these two dots, and it's going to take you back to this screen, okay? Now, I'm going to go to Browse All Lists, and I'm going to find Nintendo 64. Here it is right here. You're going to long press either Enter or the A button on your controller, okay? And then you're going to go to Update Launcher. You're going to hit Update Launcher. Now, Retro Player is your built-in emulators. There is not one that works for Nintendo 64 on Windows. It may work on Android. I don't know. We're going to have to get around to it. Why it's still an option when it doesn't work, I don't know. But it is. So if you want to use any external emulator, okay, you're going to go to External Launch Command. Now, it will probably tell you that your external emulators have not been set up yet, okay, which I just forgot about until we got right here. So I'm going to show you how to do that first, because this is going to be completely backwards if I don't. Now, go to Settings, go to Add-ons, My Add-ons, Game Add-ons, and then we're going to go to Game Providers, Internet Archive Game Launcher, Configure, and then you're going to go to External Launchers, okay? Now you got to set, if it's Windows, you're going to have it set to Windows. If it's Android, you have to have it set to Android. Obviously, this will be a little different on each system, but you have to go into here, RetroArch App Location, so you're going to need to install RetroArch if you don't already have it, for starters. You're going to need to install the cores that you want. Again, these are things you can find on YouTube. I'm not going to walk you through all of that. Don't let RetroArch scare you if you're new to it. It's not nearly as hard as a lot of people make it out to be. So you're going to click on this. You're going to navigate through your, this is actually just a different view for a file manager like you have in Windows, okay? You're going to have to navigate to the location on your computer where RetroArch is installed. And you're going to have to find the exe and click on it. Okay. As far as the CFG, it's going to be in the same location. You're going to have to go into that same folder and find the RetroArch CFG and click on it so that the system knows where those launchers are located. Okay. Once you do that, we'll go back to where we were before. Any list, whatever. Click the three dots, browse all lists, Nintendo 64, long press, update launcher. You're going to click external launch command. Do you want to update emulator launcher? Yes. Okay. Cache was cleared. Now it's going to ask you which core. Okay. Which core do you want to use? It's going to list all the cores you have installed in that RetroArch. You got to find it. Find whichever core you want. Click on it, and then it'll be set to that external launcher. Now keep in mind that once you start a game in Nintendo 64 and you're using that launcher, the settings for that emulator launcher, whatever you want to call it, RetroArch, is what's going to apply to your. So you want to mess with your controls, you have to edit the settings in RetroArch. If you want to set your hotkeys so that you can exit the game and come back to Kodi, that's something you have to do in RetroArch. That part of it, when you use an external launcher, is no longer going to be part of the Kodi settings, okay? If that makes sense. Once you do that, that system should work. It's going to be similar with Android. Once you install an emulator, you can go to external launchers. It'll let you choose an emulator. It doesn't even have to be RetroArch. You can click on other launchers in the settings where I showed you how to set up the RetroArch launcher, and you can choose other launchers from in there. Hopefully that'll help, and let me know if you have any further questions.